paraphrase how my father would often start a speech at a life cycle event. He would say something like, "What does a son say at the funeral of his father?" Kosh Baruch Hu, the Almighty One, took Dad an hour after Shabbat ended. It reminded me of words said at my late Uncle Herman's funeral, Shalom, may he rest in peace, so many years ago. It is from Psalm 92. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, a psalm for the Sabbath. Tov v'hodot Adonai u'zamer l'shimcha elyon. It is good to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High. Lehagid baboker chasdecha ve'emunatcha balelot. To declare thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness in the night. When things are good and you have no troubles, it is easy to sing Hashem's praises in the morning of our lives. But when it is dark and times are hard and we struggle, during those times it is much harder to accomplish one's faithfulness. Dad had many good times in his life, thank God, but he had hard times too, especially at the end. Through it all, he never lost his faith in Hashem. He never questioned God's plan, never got angry at the choices Hashem made for him. He also found the words of the prophet Isaiah particularly eloquent. Personally, I found him a little long-winded. One of the Haftarot read from the book of Isaiah after Tisha B'Av begins, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, Yomar Elohechem. Comfort ye, my people, saith your God. I found this passage appropriate for our feelings today. These words said in the weeks after Tisha B'Av, which commemorates the destruction of the temple and a day of great sadness for our people. Yet the words of Isaiah are meant to console us that life will continue. A couple of months ago, my father remarked that we often focus on the cause of death. Yet, as a rabbi, he said, the true cause of death is life. And what a life he led. Born on the second day of Rosh Hashanah at the height of the Great Depression in 1931, he was an only child who lost his father at the age of 13. He was raised by his mother and 3 aunts. His cousins became his brothers and sisters. Those of us who knew him well knew he had a head for numbers. Some might argue an obsession. Gifted with a photographic memory, he majored in math, minored in physics at Brooklyn College, but he had a higher calling and he pursued his passion at the Jewish Theological Seminary, where he received his master's and rabbinic ordination. 1956 was a big year. He graduated from rabbinical school, entered the army as a chaplain, as we can tell by the flag here, and married my mother, his best friend and partner. Together, we built a life that spanned 60 years. Arnold came along in 1959, and I was 3 years after that, and he embraced Hinda and Joanne as if they were his own daughters. He committed the entire Torah and many tractates of the Talmud to memory. He would often quote key passages from Judaic texts, as we've kind of heard, and he was even an expert in Hebrew dikduk. He had a pulpit in Fairlawn for 30 years and spent over 27 years at Ramah as administrator at Nyack and National Ramah. And in these roles, he touched the lives of thousands of people, adults and children alike. He also made many lifelong friends there, and many of them are here today. It's hard to go anywhere in the Jewish world without someone saying, "Are you Rabbi Bramnick's son?" He had an uncanny ability to easily and immediately connect with people. While his vocation in life was that of a community rabbi, to me, he was always just my dad. He loved to talk about the Yankees. Joe Torre always left the pitchers in too long. The stock market, he was always going to buy a stock. And politics. And I know he is glad that he did not live to see Donald Trump in office. He loved spending Jewish holidays together as a family, as well as Thanksgiving at our house. He enjoyed nothing more than spending time with his family, especially his children and grandchildren, Shira, Josh, Jessica, and Allie. There were so many wonderful moments. Watching all of his grandchildren, graduate from Jewish day school. Officiating at our wedding, at Arnold and Hinda's, and most recently, Shira and Yoni's. These were highlights in his life. As well as moments we will all cherish for the rest of ours. He took enormous pride in ensuring that he provided for his wife and family, and took solace in the fact that he had accomplished this goal. He was very generous and cherished our vacations together as an extended family. The irony is that his biggest and most significant impact on us was not the tangible way he provided for us, but the intangible ways he cared for us. His emotional support and unconditional love shined like a bright light in our lives. While a great light has now gone out, his torch has been passed not only to his family, but to the countless lives he touched. Well, if I know my father, he would be impatient and say, "Enough already, let's go." And as I look out amongst the people gathered here today, I am awed by the life he led. He touched so many people in such a positive way. We are blessed to have had the privilege of being touched by him. Dad, you have been a role model for living Jewishly, being a great father and a wonderful grandfather, and having you as my father has been a blessing beyond my just deserts. Hashem took him at the end of Parsha Vayechi, the last Parsha of the first book of the Bible, Genesis. The last words of the Parsha, jointly repeated by the entire congregation everywhere, were Chazak, Chazak, V'nitchazek. Strong, strong, and may we all be strong. I'd like to think that Hashem couldn't take him until every shul everywhere said this together as one. Dad, you made so many of us strong when we couldn't be strong by ourselves. We will miss you more than words can say. But we are so thankful that the most important part of you is part of us.